Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of
Ain't That Some
Shhhh? Yay! All right, guys. So welcome back to another episode. Today's topic is
how we overcome our struggles and how we get motivated to keep going and smile through everything.
Just get through life, right?
Yes.
So I know we get a lot of DMs. A lot of you guys are always asking, but how do you guys do it? I'm going through the same thing, and I just can't seem to pull myself out of. I can't seem to pull myself out of it. What can I do? What are you guys doing that's helping you overcome whatever situation you're dealing with? You know, because in the previous episodes, I feel like we've talked about our daily life struggles as moms, wives,
business
owners, everything, right? But you guys are right. You know, we haven't touched subject on what it is exactly that we do or that goes behind our minds, our thoughts to overcome all this. How do we stay positive? How do we, face these challenges?
How we get uplifted and just keep going. I mean, it's, easier said than done, but it is possible. It is possible to, be going through something at that moment, but you just got to get up, keep going, and look at the bright side of things. You could have one thing and you could either have a negative aspect of it or a positive, and it's just going to be which one you decide to choose.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And I think, sometimes when you're just going through that moment, obviously it consumes you, right?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It really does. But, getting yourself out of it, what it is that you need to do to pull yourself out of it, like how to be mentally strong to overcome that, right? So these are all the little things that we're going to be talking in her experience, my experience, what works for the both of us, because obviously, we're two different people. Our situation is almost the same what we're going through.
Yeah. A little
similar,
different.
but different in a way, because our situation is like we can relate so much. And so
but we're still from two different worlds, two different businesses.
Everything.
I got 3 kids, you got 2 kids. I mean, it's crazy. Even though we're very different, we have something in common and we can relate and we can help each other out. Because even though we're similar things,
they're different.
I still have to learn how to understand you and like motivate you. Like, come on, you got this. This is just a hump on the road. Let's do it. And same thing. She does the same thing for me. So finding your person is key when you're going through something, because if it gets lonely. It gets very lonely. It gets very difficult when you're going through something, and it's so easy for us to just put ourselves in a box. Absolutely. And we don't want to let the world know, right? Yeah. So how do we do that? Find a person. Find somebody you trust. Somebody that's going to call you out on your shit the way it really is. Because if you have somebody really just agreeing with you the whole time, you're never going to learn if you're even doing something wrong,
Exactly.
I'm very good at calling everybody's shit.
Yeah, she is.
I'm really good.
She's very neutral, I think, and that's really, really what I like about you is that, it's just not, you're a yes man, like, you try to be very neutral in both situations, and you're like, no, you're fucking up. No, you're doing this wrong. Yeah. No, this is what it is, So it's nice to always have that person outside the box, analyze things and tell you what they think. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's your decision. You take from it what you want, right? Mm-hmm. But it's always nice to just have someone give you their point of view.
Yes. Their honest point of view. So, yeah, you guys, let's dive right into it, right? So let's do it.
This is hard. This is really hard because, I sometimes, when you're going through things, you just go through them, but you don't really stop and think about what it is that you're doing to overcome it. For me, for example, I wake up every day and I just take it day by day. Okay. I don't know how I'm doing it, to be honest. I really don't. And I'm going to be completely raw with you guys. I don't know. I just wake up and I'm like, shit, like I have to figure out my day today. and I just focus on what it is that I have to do today, and I overcome this day, and I'm like, okay, next day. You know what I mean?
So you're taking it day by day, literally.
Yeah, because every single day is a different thing for me. Different, with the kids, different, my relationship, like my business. So it's just, it gets hectic, What about you, Betsy?
For me, kind of similar to yours, it's, I have an autistic son, so I'm literally day by day, right? I am trying to, how's he going to wake up today? Is he going to be cooperative, or he's going to just throw the biggest tantrum in the world?
You're waking up with fear, pretty much.
I wouldn't say fear. It's just, it was just like, what's in store for today,
Yeah.
But, what works for me is not, oh gosh, that's a great question. Just having faith that things will get better. Having faith that, what I put my mind to and what I'm manifesting and my affirmations are being put in place for me to get ready, right? So every day is different. You don't know what's going to happen that day, but depending on that day is you're either going to learn something or you're going to grab something that you can be able to grow the next day, right? So yeah, it's just day by day as well. And just, I'm very good at, if you see me, guys, I'm always smiling.
Yes,
I'm always laughing. You know what I mean?
No, you are very bubbly. You're a very bubbly person. And it's like, it's so weird when I call her and she's like, hey, mama, like, I'm just having those days. And I'm like, oh, no. Because usually when I call her, it's like, hey, mama, how are you? How's your day? And I'm like, okay, she's good. But when I call you and you're like, hey, I'm at home, I'm like, damn, she's having one of those days.
You're like, bitch, not today is my day.
Not today. Not today.
Not today,
I need you. I need you today. Oh my God. But it's so funny how like we know each other so well now. I'm like, yeah, she's down. She's going through it.
Yeah. So and people won't know. You'll see me on the street and I'll be smiling. I'll be laughing. I like to joke around. I just like to laugh. This is why I need fillers. Because I laugh too damn much.
No more.
Fillers. But it's just, life is so short. Life, it's, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. So if I am hanging around with you and I could the last memory you have of me is me laughing and having a great time and enjoying life, I'd rather leave that impression than leave something like, just going through it. So I am very good at hiding my feelings and my emotions.
You know what? So am I.
I am really good at doing that. I could have...
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
How we can be so good at hiding our emotions because I'm the exact same way. Like, with my family, I could be hurting and they won't know. I'll be like, oh, I'm good. I'm with the kids. I'm doing this. And they will have no idea that I'm really going through it.
Same.
And it's like right now, you have no idea I'm really going through it.
If you only knew.
No, it's true, but we have to put up a face and we have to put up a front to be strong.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you're a mom too, because this was something that we talked about when we were on the phone and, you broke down.
Yeah.
And I heard
I hide myself in the closet.
She hid herself in the closet, but at one point, when we were having our conversation, she was breaking down. Your daughter came in and, she was like, Mommy, why are you crying? And I told her, wow, these are things that as moms, we're a lot emotional, but, that we go through. Like, we have our moments and it's times where we can't control it and we break down and, our kids see us and then we're like,
I just saw a sad movie.
We just saw a sad movie.
Oh, my contacts are really dry. She's like, you want some drops?
Oh,
yes, please.
So like little things like that our children are the ones who motivate us. Our children are the reason why we have to put up a front.
Be the strong person.
Be the strong person. Be mentally strong to believe that, okay, I'm this person right now. You know what I mean?
And it's and it's not that we're trying to like show our kids that there's no bad days or,
Absolutely,
but there's some things that a kid is too young to understand.
Absolutely.
And the last thing you want is to put an impression for them to make, their little kid opinions when it's not going to be accurate,
Yeah.
For example, if a relationship's going bad or with your significant other, a kid's not going to know that. And they're just going to feel what they feel that moment and they're going to go probably to the one they're attracted to most at that moment because they're in pain. So my daughters are the ones that, that gravitate towards me. And then my son is different. My son is like, what's wrong? You crying? And I'm like, no. He's like, you're not crying? No? Okay. But like he gets like it's not like the, oh mom, are you okay? He's like,
I think he feels like he needs to be
strong. Like this defense mode, like
who hurt you? Oh,
qué lindo. And then my girls are like, oh no, mom.
We feel for you.
It's the Disney princess like, oh no.
I feel for you too. You know what I mean? No, but it's so true, dude. It is so true.
It's crazy though. But we just gotta keep going. We just gotta be strong. There's certain things that we keep to ourselves. There's certain things that probably should be discussed to them so they could understand. But just keep going. You gotta find what motivates you. You gotta find what your triggers are and what brings you down. Like for me, I know staying home is the worst enemy for me.
Me too.
For my depression, for my anxiety, I am the person that is a lot in my thoughts.
Yeah,
and if I'm home, I'm like, oh, I'm going to stay home and I'm going to be productive, wash all the laundry, connect all the socks because God knows my kids go with different socks to school. They don't match.
Never.
But, I have this thought in my head that I'm going to be so productive today in my home.
Yep.
And
same here. I agree.
Get there and it's like, you get in the bed.
You start
folding the clothes, and then you start turning the TV. Then you start getting your thoughts. Then you start scrolling through Instagram, and it's like,
yeah,
I didn't do shit. Mm-hmm. I didn't do what I said I was gonna do. I feel,
bad.
Unmotivated. I feel bad. I feel like I was not productive today, and then I just get into that state. So for me, I know staying home is my worst enemy.
Same. I need to be out and about.
Yeah.
That's something that I've noticed has been working with me.
And I told you.
Yeah.
Get out of the house.
I get the kids and I'm like, okay, yesterday I'm like, Aiden, we're going out. Yeah. We're leaving. Like I had to get my car serviced, which I was like, oh my God, thank God. I have something to do to be out, know. Like I was telling you, getting out of the house, just trying to think positive. I think Kevin Hart is the one who says it too. He talks about how, life is hard and life is going to throw rocks at you and try to knock you down. And it will, you will get knocked down once, again, twice, 3 times, over and over again. But you got to realize that the world doesn't stop for you. The world keeps going. It's either you stay there living miserably forever, or you switch your mindset and you get up and you fight through it.
You have to.
You really have to.
And it's so hard though, because when it's
easier said than done.
It's easier said than done because when you're in that mindset, it's just like you can't see.
You just feel like it's never ending. The pain, the agony, everything you're feeling at that moment, it just feels like nobody understands you, that it's going to be happening forever, that it doesn't get better. And it literally feels that way when you're going through it, but it does get better. And I think it has to do a lot with just mentally saying like, okay, learning to accept the situation.
Yep.
Once you know how to accept it, once you accept it, it becomes easier.
Oof,
right?
Yes, learn to accept it, learning what you're willing, not only learning to accept it, learning what you're willing to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Acknowledge. Because if you acknowledge the things that are bringing you down, you're not going to overcome anything. But if you start acknowledging the positive, like, okay, this made me feel good. Maybe I need to start trying this. Okay, me doing this led me to this, and I like this space. You're going to start seeing what you like and what is good for you. And when you get that feeling, it's going to be repetitive because now you automatically know, like, this makes me feel good. Let me start doing this. But when you start doing something else, that you start feeling like your energy, it starts draining you, because there's sometimes people drain the hell out of your energy.
You can tell.
And it's just like, when you're with that person, you're like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm so drained.
Yeah, you're in a bad mood.
Like that. Yeah. So you got to start learning what's draining your energy, what's losing your concentration on the goals that you're trying to meet, what is, adding negative negative thoughts or negative environment to your positive environment. Once you start determining what works for you and, you start pinpointing those things, you're going to start wanting to feel better. So why would you start doing this if this makes you feel like shit? Start doing this more, and then you're going to go from there. And then it's going to become a pattern. And you're going to start loving a habit. And you're going to start loving the way you feel and loving the way you're, it's making you be productive. Like everything that comes with being positive, right?
Exactly. And I think doing things that make you feel good, whether it's doing your makeup every day.
Yeah.
Even the smallest things, like combing your hair, doing whatever it is that you find that makes you feel good, keep doing it, because that's going to build the person you want to become. And once you become, or you're on your way of becoming the person you want to become, it honestly just fulfills you and you feel unstoppable. You feel powerful. Obviously you're going to have your moments here and there where you'll fall back down, but keep doing it. I think one of the things for me, going through this transition, obviously, going through postpartum depression and all of this, like I let myself go. I was so consumed with the kids and stuff that I was like, wow, like I don't ever get ready anymore. I don't even get dressed anymore. When was the last time I bought myself outfits, So I started saying, you know what? I'm going to start. I had a vision of who I wanted to be as a woman, as a mom, as a woman overall.
Who Anita is.
I had a vision like, this is who I want to be. For example, I was like, I want to find my purpose, right? What am I good at? What's my calling? I wanted to see, I could envision myself, having my own business, getting pretty when I go to work, wearing high heels, having my makeup done, just being a boss babe, right? Yeah. That's always been my goal. And it's everybody's goal is different, right? Yeah. So obviously when I became a mom and, I let myself go, I wasn't feeling myself. The minute I started, getting ready, like you see me now, I go to work, dude, I wear high heels.
I know. I've been noticing. I just don't say anything.
On my Instagram, if you follow me, so proud, follow us on my Instagram, links down below. like. But, sure. I'm becoming the woman that I've always envisioned myself to be. And let me tell you, it feels so fucking good. Hey. It does. It really does. Like, it motivates me. And I'm like, fuck, I'm becoming the person that I've always wanted to be. And, like, slowly things are falling into place. Like, my career's picking up. Like, my business. Like, everything, right? So it makes you feel good. And it's crazy because the minute you shift your mindset from, being a victim, playing hard and, like feeling sorry for yourself, the minute you switch that and you start becoming the person you've always wanted and you take the steps, it's life-changing. And let me tell you, like, lately I've been feeling myself. I'm barely starting to feel, Thank you, Mama.
I'm so proud of you.
She's been here. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But it's little things that have really shaped me, and I've been feeling so good. Like I was just telling her, I'm like, I've actually been in like really good mental space lately because, I've been doing things that make me happy, things that I enjoy doing. Like now I get ready. I don't obviously don't get ready every single day when I'm at home with the kids. I don't do it. But whenever I do have the opportunity and I just want to feel beautiful, I do my makeup, I do my hair, I've been doing my nails, like things that I would always see that I'd be like, damn, I wish I could do that. I started doing it and it's just, it makes me feel good every single day. I'm like, okay, I feel good today. Like I'm that person that I've always wanted to be, I'm handling my own shit. Like I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing big moves, and that really feeds your ego and whatever it
helps.
is. It helps.
Yes.
It helps because the minute you start feeling like yourself and the minute you start feeling fulfilled and the minute you start feeling like that person you're becoming, oh, you're unstoppable. Like you're like, okay, what else can I do? You know what I mean? Like it's and that's honestly what's been helping me. Like,
and then it's crazy because when you get to that part where you're at right now, now you're seeing that all the goals that you had and all the goals that you're accomplishing and you're becoming this woman that you've desired to be are now being, it's being put into place. Now you're like, I want more.
Yeah.
What else can I do?
Exactly.
What else can I put myself to do and I could accomplish it, right?
Exacto.
Because it's there's a saying, I don't remember who says this.
It becomes an addiction.
People say it's hard to make $1 million. But once you make $1 million, it's easier to make the next $1 million.
Ooh, 100%.
I heard it from somebody on Instagram. Sorry if I took your coat. My apologies.
No, but you know what? I feel like especially you're always sending me like some positive quotes, and I'm like, damn, because the positive quotes like this really motivate you, and it makes you become aware, like have self-awareness.
Yes.
And that's when you shift your mindset. You're like, oh, like little things like that. So let me share one with you that I saw today in the morning. One of my friends, like, she posted this, and I was like, wow, this is really good. And I'm going to show you guys.
And that's another thing. Follow stuff on Instagram. There's so many motivational pages on Instagram, like, that you could follow that. As soon as you wake up, it's right there. Denzel Washington talking, Steve Harvey talking, Kevin Hart, saying like a speech that you're gonna relate to. You're gonna be like, let's go. I got this. I got my day.
Yes.
So following that stuff on Instagram as well, it really helps you.
Okay, so one of the things that she shares a lot of like positive things in the morning, but one thing that she was saying, like, stop buying your own excuses, right? So this one says, stop buying your own excuses. A lot of times we say, I would, but I might fail. I'll do it later. I can't do it. I'd be there if. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. It's too hard. I can't because. All of these excuses that we're like, oh, I can't, but I'm too tired. Little things like this, try. I saw this thing that, like you can do like little challenges for yourself. Like go like a week without saying no to opportunities and see where that leads you to. Things that you would normally say no to, say yes. Even if you're not comfortable doing, just say yes.
Anita, you want to go skydiving?
No. I'm not talking about that, okay, Betsy? You're taking advantage of me right now. She's taking advantage of the situation.
I had to try.
But, it's little things like that sometimes we make up excuses for ourselves, and we become a victim, and we become, we start feeling sorry for ourselves, and we got to change that mindset, because the minute you change it, your life changes.
Oh, yes.
Patrick Starr. So if you guys don't know who Patrick Starr is, he's a makeup artist. And this is one of the quotes that, when he first started his makeup journey, I took a class from him. And in one of his videos, he said, how his life changed. And the reason why his life changed was because of a quote. And this quote was, he got it from Cinderella, like, I don't know if it's the real life movie Cinderella, but it says, when you open up to the world opens up to you.
Ooh.
Think about that. It goes deeper than what it is. Like, the minute that you decide to love life, to love yourself, just to open up, then the world opens up to you, because now you're seeing things 10 times bigger than what...
You're seeing it with different eyes.
Yes. And things start falling into place, dude. So like really, opening up to a lot of things, making yourself be in, situations where you're uncomfortable. And I had to learn that the hard way. Like, I've always struggled with being alone, like going to places alone. I would get severe anxiety, even going to a restaurant. You could never, I would see people going out having dinner by themselves.
Yeah.
I was like, how can they do that? I could never. Now I love that.
You go have dinner by yourself?
Yes, dude. Like, I'll go
nice?
out and I'm like, oh, it's just me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, dining in? And I'm like, yeah. Just you? I'm like, yeah.
It's so peaceful.
But it's little things like that where you're starting to learn self-love. And I'm telling you, when you learn self-love, you start setting boundaries. You stop, allowing people to step over you. You start, and obviously along with that comes losing people, because then people start, thinking, oh, you're changing. You're becoming a bitch.
You feel like you're too good for yourself. This is not who you used to be.
And it's crazy because a lot of times people think that when you see someone on social media or out in the world, like feeling themselves or, just being them and feeling good about themselves, we automatically assume que son creídas. They think they're all that. When in reality, it's like, no, they don't think they're all that. they have confidence, and I'm sorry if their confidence comes out as creída to you.
But that's the world so the world that we live in right now, right?
Yeah.
Your confidence seems like your what is the world? Oh my God, my words. Your confidence now seems like you're all into yourself. Mm-hmm. And you're conceited. Selfish. You taking yourself away to build your business, you're not going to have the time that you used to. So now you got to back away from like the social events because you're focused. Now you think you're all that now because you're doing your business. You think you're all that because, you're being successful in your business.
You know what?
And now when you address somebody with like an honest opinion, like, hey, la estás regando. What the hell are you doing? Now
it's not right.
You're a bitch. Because we are getting into this society that we have to watch what we say. We can no longer be honest or straightforward because now you're a dick. Now you don't understand me. You don't give a damn.
And it's not. It's just setting boundaries.
It's setting boundaries. It's setting yourself first. It's knowing what you want, what you need. And I'm sorry if it seems like that to you, but I am not sorry.
Yeah.
Because I am feeling the best I've ever felt.
Exactly.
So learning how to do that and right away take out the negative and separate yourself. You might lose some friendships, honestly. I know that I'm starting to lose friendships, not because I want to, but because I am doing things for me to grow. And sometimes your friends are not in that path. Your friends are in a different path, and it's not aligning with what you want to do, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm not saying cut your friends out completely. No, there's going to be times where you're going to have your friends that they understand. And when they do have you, we got a great time. We pick up right where we left off. And then each one goes and does their own thing. Mm-hmm. Those are the friends.
Yeah.
But the friends that are like, oh, you're too busy for me. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, that. Dude, please understand. I'm trying to level up. I'm not trying to be an asshole. It's just, I got goals. I got ambition. I got places to be, people to meet.
Exactly.
So it's just
exactly.
That is very important. You separating that is very important because or else you're gonna be stuck, and then guess what? They're doing their life, and then you're back in the state that you hate.
Exactly. Ooh, my God. No, it's true, and a lot of times it's like, como dicen, one of the things that really stayed with me is like sometimes people hate on you because that's what's missing in them, right? It's so true. Like, people can become triggered by something you're doing because that they wish that was them.
Yeah.
People's opinion of you is a reflection of them. Mm-hmm. And the minute you become aware of that, things shift for you. It's like you now realize that it's not you that's the problem. It's the person. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they're not happy.
Want more. They just don't know how to get they don't know how to get what you're getting to keep going and doing what they want to do.
Exactly.
Because they're stuck. And it's okay. Sometimes maybe you doing that is going to motivate them to do it.
Yep.
Yep. And that's what you want. You want in this world to motivate people to like, damn, if she could do it, I could do it. She was that low and she still made it out of there.
And let me tell you why this is the reason. This is why it's a love and hate relationship with social media. Yeah. Because along with that comes with so much negativity.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm able to document my journey, you guys, a few months ago, you saw where I was.
Yeah.
I've shared with you guys where I was feeling, how I was feeling. If you've been watching our episodes, you guys know how it started. Like me, I was, feeling so lost, so confused.
You were broken.
I was broken, and I'm not saying I'm fully healed, but I'm in the process. I'm learning to love myself, and I've been documenting every step of the way. If you guys follow me on my YouTube channel, you guys know, the things that I've been doing. Like if you keep up with me, things that have helped me. And a lot of times, a lot of you guys have reached out actually and told me like, damn, Anita, you really motivate me because we saw where you were and all the stuff that you're doing to become who you're becoming. And Amen. I get messages like people like telling me, and I'm truly forever grateful for every single one of you that have taken the time to message me and tell me how proud you guys are for me and like how much you admire me because damn, I'm like, sometimes.
She's gonna cry, guys.
I know, I'm like, ugh.
She's gonna cry. I already know her cry face.
The Kim Kardashian face. Damn, Betsy, stop calling me out. You know how they say, vas a chillar, quiere chillar, and I'm like, no,
But no, it's beautiful because your story is just as important as everybody else's.
Exactly.
And you are sharing it with the world so you can motivate women or men. Like, damn, I could do it. Like, we saw her. And that's the beauty thing, that you're documenting everything, right? You're doing your YouTube. So on YouTube, you'll see her story from where she was at to where she was, you know, she was trying to get to, and now where you are right now. And that's the beauty, that you're recording your whole process.
Exactly.
Where you could probably help somebody. You know, maybe somebody that's not following you right now, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go watch. And they're going to see the growth in the transition. So that's beautiful that you're doing that, you know, because a lot of people don't get to see that.
Yeah.
A lot of people just get to see the beautiful stuff.
Yeah, no.
And we should acknowledge, you know, like, hey, like, no, back up. This is where I was. You would never recognize me back then.
Absolutely. I don't even recognize myself at times.
If I do it, you could do it.
You know, it's funny because I actually had a client this weekend, and it was just so crazy. So I've known this person for a very long time, right? And I've probably seen them like once or twice, but it was just, this is what really like shifted my mindset. And I was like, wow, because we had a conversation, you know, and obviously, like, you know, this particular person was like, hey, you know, I follow you on Instagram. I see what you're doing, and I know what you've been through. But they've known me for a very long time. We just had, you know, that disconnect for a while. You know, life happens, whatever. And, you know, I was telling her all my story, like telling her like, oh, you know, this is where I started at the beginning of the year. No, not the beginning of the year, like half of last year, this is what happened with my mom. You know, all of this that led to, you know, my you know, problems with my marriage and all of this. And so, she was, you know, she was like, wow, like, Anita, do you realize, like, hearing you speak your story right now, it literally feels like I'm, you know, like a documentary, like a movie, because, you know, it's just like, I would have never thought that this was you a few months ago. You know, she was like, I'm honestly like so proud of you. Look where you're at. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my God, you know, sometimes we're so hard on ourselves that, you know, we have a picture of where we want to be.
We don't give ourselves credit.
We don't. And, you know, sometimes we don't acknowledge in the process that we're in. We just want, you know, we think we're not doing enough because we're not where we think we should be, or mm-hmm. where we envision ourselves. So we become very hard on ourselves. Like, no, well, you know, people tell me like I'm doing enough, but I don't feel like I'm doing enough because it's not where I want to be mm-hmm. just yet. But if you really take the time to really acknowledge everything that you've done, and that honestly hit me because, you know, she was like, wow, Anita, like, look at you. You were broken. You know, you were going through so much. You picked yourself up. You now have, you know, your business, which is very successful. You know, you have this little studio that you rent out. Like, you're doing so much. You have your merch coming. You know, you're doing boss babe moves. And I was like, wow. You know, because I didn't see it that way. It was just mm-hmm. like, you know, I was so caught up in the moment of like trying to survive. I was in survival mode that I'm like, I need to do this, and this is what I want to do. And I was just going through it, but I didn't really I didn't stop and take a step back and be like, wow, mm-hmm. in such a short amount of time, I did all this. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and that was when I was like, wow, mm-hmm. I am becoming the woman that I said I wanted to become.
Isn't it beautiful?
And it's beautiful and it's motivating. And honestly, that I came home then and I was like, damn, who wouldn't want to fucking be with me? You know, I'm a fucking boss ass bitch. Like, I'm worth so much, you know, and you really start loving yourself. Mm-hmm. You really start knowing your worth. Mm-hmm. You really start, you know, just believing in yourself. And damn, it feels good, you guys. You know, this is how I keep myself motivated. Mm-hmm. But
isn't it crazy how when we look back, and people, like I said, people say don't look back, but like you, now looking back, and you're like, wow. At that moment, back then, when you were broken, would you ever imagine this, Anita?
Never. I mean, I knew who I wanted to become, but I didn't think it would happen this soon. Mm-hmm. You know, I went from being dependent to being independent and, you know, taking over my life again. You know what I mean? Like, it just happened so fast. So fast. Like, I knew I was going to be somewhere, but I didn't think, you know, in such a short period of time. And I really feel like God blesses you. You know, he in your faith. Honestly, if you have faith, you know, that's something that for me keeps me going every single day. It's having faith, trusting God, and my babies, to be honest. My babies are my motivation. Like, I come home and I'm like, this is why I work so hard. This is why I keep trying, you know, because you guys make everything worth it. My babies.
The babies. No, so yes. So back to what we were trying to tell you guys. Our motivation is hers is her babies, mine is my babies. But like, I have places to go, people to meet. I have goals. I see Betsy.
Goals.
And you know, if I'm getting used to now keeping my stuff, what I want to do to myself, because some people don't have that same mentality. And I'm a big believer that, you know, that energy could definitely affect your projects coming up or your goals that you're trying to do so bad.
Mal ojo.
El ojo. But no, you know, so, you know, I see myself, I already told you what I see myself, but I see myself, you know, being successful, you know, making this community bigger so I could help you guys out there. So, you know, you don't feel alone, because there's a lot of people that feel alone, and a lot of people that are like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? But I want you guys to take whatever you can from our story to motivate you, to get you off that couch, get you off that chair or wherever you're at, and be like, fuck it. I'm taking over my life. Dream big.
And I'm gonna cut you off right there, because I do want to touch on a subject that we've talked about, I think, in 2 of our previous episodes. But, you know, since we're in this topic about just motivation and things that, you know, can help you, Betsy has said it multiple times. And I think this is like the first step into becoming that person that you want to be, right? Is writing down your goals, what you want and what you don't want. Once you have that, that's pretty much your business plan, your you know, your what is it, your vision board, your vision board, your affirmations, you know, you know what your purpose is. This is what I want. Like, envision yourself who you want to be. Like, who is your dream person? Like, who do you admire? You know, who do you envision yourself to be? Once you have that in your mind, start doing the things to build that person. Start building those habits little by little. Obviously, it's not going to happen overnight, you know, but changing little habits that leads you to becoming that person. So, you know, I think, and I'm sorry for interrupting you, but I think that's really important, because, you know, you're talking about things that, you know, help you. And I think that's the first step into helping you. And I wish I would have done that. If I would have known that, I would have done that, and it would have helped me a long time ago. But I was, you know, obviously I wasn't like thinking clearly, but, you know, if I would have done that a while back, and I would have sat down and be like, okay, this is what I really want. You know, not being afraid, like, this is what I want. I don't care what anybody else thinks. This is what I want. This is how I envision myself. This is the person I want to be. You know, it would have made things a lot easier for me, and it would have led me to a different route. You know what I mean?
Because you know now where you want to be.
Exactly.
When you don't know what you want to be, who you want to be, where you want to go, how are you going to plan anything? How are you going to have goals? How are you going to have ambition? You don't know. But now you have a picture of what Anita looks like, and now you're working towards that.
Exactly.
Get your picture. What do you look like? What do you see yourself? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
And it comes down from even dressing. How do you, it like, even the smallest things, even though it sounds crazy, like, oh, come on, Anita, that's just a fucking outfit. No,
it makes you feel good.
If you envision yourself wearing a blazer, because a blazer makes you feel good, and it makes you believe, like, damn, a blazer makes me feel like I'm a fucking businessman. Wear the damn blazer. Wear it. Whatever it is that makes you happy, that makes you feel good.
Whatever is you. Whatever is you. Get out of your comfort zone. Like right now, you see us, you know, we're just chilling. I'm in a hoodie. She's in a shirt. I'm in a hoodie and heels. And I rock this shit in heels. Come on now.
Yeah, come on now.
You too.
No heels though.
Feel comfortable however you want to look, however you want to dress, however you want to feel. As long as you feel comfortable with yourself,
nothing else matters.
Nothing else matters. And you're going to walk with a hump in your step, you know?
Confidence.
Because trust me, there's times where you're like, you feel like the little person. You feel like the little guy coming into a situation. You're like, oh my God, these people are so... But no, if you walk in there and be like, I'm like them too. You're going to have this confidence. You're going to be like, oh. And people notice you. Let me tell you, when you have confidence, people notice you. They notice how you walk, how you carry yourself.
Walk into a room.
How you talk, how you walk into a room. And then if you notice, just try it. Just hear me out. Try it. Even walk to a restaurant. Walk into a restaurant and go in there like you're the baddest bitch.
And you'll have head turn.
And then people will turn and look at you.
You know what's funny? Because I've actually tried that. Like some days where I just feel really good. Like I'm like, my makeup's on point, my outfit's on point. I feel good.
Yeah.
I walk in and I'm like, hell yeah. And then I just see people like, what the fuck is this bitch think she's doing?
No, it's
I'm all like, I think I'm running a runway show. I'm like...
It's funny because
I don't even wear my face mask. I'm like, let me show off my makeup.
It's funny because I'm the other way, right? I'm walking there and I'm owning that shit. And all of a sudden people start looking at me like, do I have something on my face?
You're like,
do I have anything? They're like, no, why? I was like, they keep looking at me.
You're
like, oh, okay. But then I'm like, okay, cool. You know,
yeah.
Learn how to feel that way. Learn how to own it. Learn how to feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Just, you are the person you're supposed to be as long as you work on it and you have a vision.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. So that's how we keep motivated, you
and
guys.
then honestly, for me, like I did vision boards. So I do vision boards. I do affirmations. If you don't know how to write affirmations, go into YouTube and put I am affirmations, and it's going to give you a bunch of videos, and just listen to the one that you relate to the most. I went through a lot of them till I finally found one that I'm like, okay. And even my kiddos do affirmations now in the morning.
I know. I do that with Mila when I'm dropping her off.
We do a YouTube, the YouTube one.
The YouTube one.
The I am perfect.
Yeah. CZ Kids or something.
Yeah.
She goes, we go in the car. She's like, Mommy, can you put my affirmations? I'm like, yeah. And then she likes me to bump that. Yep. She's like, put it louder. And, you know, we're both screaming. And I'm like, damn, I feel good.
I am worthy.
I am powerful. and then, you know, it's like, it says a part where it's like, and nobody's opinion will ever define me.
And nobody's opinion will ever define me.
Hey. I'm like, that's right, baby. Nobody can tell you who you are.
But we're rewiring our kids' brains. For me, right? I'm rewiring my kid's brain. I am trying to break chains. I want her to feel like she could do whatever she puts her mind to.
Yep.
And that's what I tell my daughter, Mom, can I be this? You could be whatever you want. Yep. As long as you work hard and you know what you want from life.
Exactly.
Mom, can I be this?
As long as you're not hurting anybody.
Yeah. You know, do what you got to do. But yes, you could do whatever you want.
Yep.
As long as you work hard for it.
Yes.
Because it doesn't come easy. People think owning a business, I get to set my schedule.
It's funny because I was just talking about that, you know, lately I've been having like issues, like, you know, obviously becoming a business owner, sometimes you think like, oh, it's so cool, you know,
I'm a schedule around
that. It's cool until you get to do it. Like, you know, something goes down south, guess who's the one that's responsible? You are. Something happens, you're the first person that takes the hit, right? Something doesn't work out, you. So it's funny because, you know, I was having this conversation with my mom, like I was just stressing, you know, because obviously having a business owner, you have to invest to make money, right? Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of things that come with, you know, money and all of this stuff. And I was having an issue like with one client, it's like refunds, and then it's like, you know, having issue with a third party with like websites and like them holding my money.
The PayPal,
dude, I was like, oh my God, this is like so stressful, you know. And my mom was like, because, you know, I told her, I'm like, Mommy, can you hold the kids for like, give me an hour, I'm trying to figure all this out, you know, I'm calling the banks, I'm, you know, scheduling this, doing this, like going back and forth with clients. And I was like, wow, like these are little things that nobody talks about, you know, because it doesn't come easy. Like there's a lot that goes like besides the, you know, cool, like you're a, you know, you own your own business. Owner. You can make your own schedule. Like you can work from 9 to 5. I'm like, no, I feel like I'm working 24/7 now. You know, whenever I have Aint down, I'm like, okay, now I have to, you know, post. I have to respond back to emails. I have to, you know, go back to my clients. I have to, you know, schedule for tomorrow. I have to book book ahead of time, like the studio. I have to. There's a lot that comes with all of that, you know. But let me just tell you that I live for that shit.
It's funny
I
you say
fucking
that.
love it.
It's funny you say
you know?
that. Same thing with real estate, right?
Right.
It looks great. All these agents
You're
selling,
like, hell yeah,
helping
wearing their
buyers,
heels,
wearing their beautiful
blazers.
cars. And you're like, oh my gosh.
It does look cool. Let me tell you,
cool.
it looks fucking cool. You're like showing houses.
And then you're doing videos for marketing on Instagram. Like, you look like the shit.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, it's like, nope, you're not doing your hours. No, oh, you're cute. You thought you were gonna work from 9 to 5. Oh, you're cute.
I was just telling her.
Yeah.
It's funny because you say that because when we went out, you know, she came down for Mila's birthday party. Her actual day, we went out to have dinner, and like we're having dinner, and she's like, hold on, I gotta go take a call. And I'm like, damn, Betsy. I'm like, this is because I've seen memes where it's like, this is what it feels like to date a realtor, and they're like, you know, they're on their phone 24/7. I'm like, for real. I'm like, you kept leaving like 3 times. And I'm like, damn.
A client wanted to see a house. My escrow, I needed to, have somebody sign a document. And it happened at the moment. And in order for you to be successful, you got to get it right now. Why? Because your client, real estate, let me tell you, if your client doesn't feel like you are putting them priority, it is so easy to go find another realtor. There's a bunch of realtors, you know?
Absolutely. So
you got to make sure that they feel priority, that you're taking care of their questions, you're taking care of their needs. So yeah, dating a realtor is hard because you're like, it's the same thing with the lender, right?
Mm-hmm. I feel like business owner in general. It's like little things.
Yeah.
You're the first one.
And then people think it's like, oh, you schedule your own hours. No. My hours revolved around my client.
And then if you have kids, it revolves around
the kids. So it's like, can you show at home at 8 o'clock on Sunday? Mom, can you watch the kids? Okay, only 2?
No,
okay, Emma, you're going with me. There's times I take my kids. My mom and my aunt are, without them, oh God, I don't know how I'd be doing it. My mommy.
But you love that shit, right?
Love you, Tia. Love you, mommy. But, it's hard. It's hard juggling both, but I love it.
You know why? I think it's because we do things that we love.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like work.
Job.
Yeah, I love my job too. I'm like, fuck. I've never felt so fulfilled with doing something. Like,
yes, me too.
I just feel so good. Like, I honestly don't. Obviously, it's stressful at times, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm like, in the minute, it's what's crazy because, now that, I'm busy and going back and forth, the minute that something's not up, if I don't have a problem, if everything's going so smooth, I'm like,
you feel weird.
Yeah, I'm like, I feel like, I got to do something. I'm like, what can I do? Like,
you see,
something's not right.
To me, is not being productive. If the days passed by and I was not productive, I didn't do what I was going to say, I feel like, oh my gosh, I just wasted 12 hours. I could have made a deal in 12 hours. Like, I am so hard on myself when it comes to business. And I think for business, it's okay. Because you have to be hard on yourself
to be successful.
There's a bunch of sharks out there wanting to do the same thing you're doing.
Absolutely.
So if you're not putting it 150%, 200%, you're not going to do it.
No.
I have friends that are in the office from 8 a.m. all the way to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
When I started real estate, I was that agent. 8 a.m., 9 p.m.
Yeah.
I'll be one of the last ones leaving the office.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to absorb everything because I didn't want to be like, oh, I'm learning step by. No, I was like, show me.
You wanted to be
throw
the
me
best.
out there. Throw me out there.
Yep.
I'm a hands-on learner. So I need you to show me how to do this, Okay, leave me alone now. I'm out.
That's exactly how I am.
You see?
I'm like, I'm a very impulsive person.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm like, I told you, I took my, my microblading course for 4 days. I came
and she
back,
was going to postpone it.
I was going to postpone it because at that moment I was just, like, I don't think it's right.
It was a lot.
It was. So my teacher texted me. So I had scheduled it for a month in advance, right? I was supposed to go in February 18th to the 21st, something like that. My teacher texts me a Wednesday, right? She goes, hey, I have a spot for this Friday. Mind, it was Wednesday. She says, I have a spot for this Friday for you to come in. Do you want me to fill you in? And I'm like, I called Betsy. I'm like, Betsy, they told me, like, I don't know what I should do. She's like, do it.
Yeah.
Opportunities come for a reason. Do it. Yep. And I was like, oh my God.
It's in LA.
It's in LA, though.
I gotta drive with it. I was like, drive.
Like, what am I gonna do? Obviously, at the time, obviously at that time, I had nothing coming. Like, it wasn't like I had to, be somewhere. It was just the kids. I was like, as long as I figure out who can watch the kids over the weekend, I'm good. My mom was like, mija, I'll do it. Like, we'll figure out my work schedule, but I'll be there for you. She ended up taking the kids. I went 4 days. I got my certification. I came back. That same week, you guys, I was like, let me buy everything that I need for my kid to be able to perform, my services. Dude, within 2 weeks,
You're full.
I was like scheduling people left and right, and I was like, damn, like little things like that where I'm just like, I gotta go fucking do shit,
And let me stop you right there. When opportunities like this come in, please don't pass up on it, because you will be thinking, damn, should I take it? Should I not?
Yeah.
Damn, I should have taken it. Maybe I would have taken it and would have been done. You would have been done barely last month.
No.
February.
Oh, yeah, February 28th.
Yeah.
But like a few days ago. Right now, I would have probably
look
been
how
like...
much you have grown since then. Opportunities come for a reason. Do not pass up on them. If
Absolutely.
you are feeling uncomfortable, guess what? That means you are stepping out of your comfort zone. When you don't feel uncomfortable, it's not... how can I say? It's not... you have to feel uncomfortable.
You
like, to
really
me,
do.
I have to feel uncomfortable. Me being in front of the camera...
You were
a year, 2
uncomfortable?
years ago, oh my God, it was such an anxiety to record real estate videos. Your significant other, it was very hard to record real estate videos. I didn't know what to say. I probably still don't know what to say.
It's all
on
a
videos.
learning
It's a
process.
But now it's just like, put me in front of the camera. Just get my
Yeah.
angles, bro. Just get my angles.
It gets
You know?
easier as you practice. It gets
Yeah.
easier as you see, it's all about reflection too. Like, you go back and you're like, okay, I could have done that better.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about growing, progressing, and always striving to be better.
Yes.
The minute you start doing that, dude, like, you'll look back, and even eyebrows that I was doing in a month, I've grown so much when it comes to my work. I would look back on my eyebrows, I'm like, fuck, and I thought that was good. And I'm not even to the point where I want to be, like, but I've been practicing. I've been, I'm staying up all night, like, watching fucking videos. I'm like,
Yeah.
how can I improve? How
You're
can I
improving your craft.
Exactly. I'm like, how can I, give better services to my client? How can I make them feel more, like, what would I like in my brow girl? Like, what can I offer? Honestly, it's all about being a better you. Always striving to be better in every aspect of your life. Don't ever, ever settle for less. Don't ever settle for who you think you're always going to be. No. Like, let me tell you guys that sometimes it's so hard. You feel helpless. You feel like it's never ending. You feel like you're always going to be that person. And trust me, till this day, I still have moments, where I'm like, I don't think I'll ever be where I want to be. Like, we all do. We all get into our negative thoughts, but keep pushing. Keep trying to grow. Like, you're going to have mistakes. You're going to go through life that, knocks you down and everything, but it's all a learning experience. You fucked up. Okay, own it. Take responsibility.
Yes.
Don't live with regret. Grow from it. Learn how, it's everything. I feel like everything that happens in your life and every mistake and thing that goes in your life, it's to teach you a lesson.
To get you somewhere.
And it sucks that sometimes, we fuck up and you're like, fuck, man, I fucked up. I regret it. But you're going to sit there and regret, or you're going to sit there and be like, okay, I fucked up. This is where I fucked up. This is where I messed up. This is what I need to do to not make this mistake again and grow from it. It's all about development, learning
development.
Yeah.
That right there. Growing.
Never stop.
Seeing how you could be better at your craft.
In everything, not just your craft, as a mom, as a wife, as a partner, as a business owner, as in everything.
But you hit a very important topic. Own your shit. If you messed up, acknowledge it. If you did something that got you to that place, you know what? I chose the wrong path, or I should have not done that. I should have done this. Exactly. Decision. Own it, embrace it, and move on.
And those are learning experiences that help you grow as a person. Because
but
now
exactly.
you won't do it again. You're like, I've been there. I know where it led me to, and it made me feel this way. I'm never doing it again.
Exactly.
It's all a learning experience. And don't be so hard on yourselves, you guys. Like,
Well, you see, I feel different. When it comes to business, be hard on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it comes to business,
I agree.
Yeah.
Because you really, in order for you to become that person that you envision, or to take your business to that level, you really have to put pressure on you. You
and
have
feel
to
uncomfortable.
and feel uncomfortable. Absolutely. Let me tell you, dude, when I got my certificate, I was like, I mean, I have a special room, and I've shared with you guys on my YouTube channel, like, I have a studio where I can work from, from home. But I was like, one, it's my privacy, but two, it was like, I'm going to feel way too comfortable. I envision myself walking into a place, having my own little room, like, just me doing me, like, and I had to put, and obviously there comes, not conflicts, but there comes, ¿cómo se dice? What's that word? Struggles when it comes to that, because now it's like, oh, damn, well, now I have to pay rent for that. Like, well, now I have to, figure out, like, with the kids situation, like, all these little, obstacles that come with it, but do it. Don't overthink things. Jump. Just do it, and you'll figure it along the way.
Perfect example right there.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Like, I think even with this podcast, we just did it. We didn't even
Her ass jumped way before I did.
I was like, bye, Betsy. It's like we were standing in the bridge, and then I'm like, bye-bye. And I drag her along. She's like, what? Well, now we're here in the water. Learn how to swim, bitch. And there's Betsy. Okay,
let's do the podcast.
We didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. We didn't even know about the studio. Like, nothing.
We were so green when it came to this environment, because there's so many components. I mean, you guys see it on our Instagram. There's the Apple. There's the Amazon. There's the Spotify. There's the YouTube. I think we're even, I think there's other platforms for podcasts, and then you start seeing the people that are listening to you, and it's like,
you're like, oh. No,
I mean, we got people from the majority of listeners are from the U.S., but we have people from China. We have people from Europe, Canada.
Yeah, we have people from a lot of places.
A lot of places that are listening, and it's just like, wow. What? And even though it's just probably like one or three here and there, we're like, somebody is listening to us in China? What?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hola. Konnichiwa. But, it's little things like this, you guys, that you'll never be ready for, sometimes we do tend to, we're like, I'm going to wait for the right moment.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for the right situation. No, dude, you got to just jump. Figure it out as you go. Don't overthink things. Don't try to make things perfect. Don't be so hard to say. Just do it.
Do it.
Do it. You'll figure it out, and that's going to help you grow. That's going to, like Betsy was saying, put yourselves in uncomfortable situations, because those situations are what makes you grow.
Yeah, no.
And even if you can't figure it out, the moment that you put yourself in that situation, you're like, oh, damn, well, now I have to work 10 times harder because I got to pay my rent. I got to pay for this. I got to pay for that. I got to figure out what I can do to keep up this lifestyle. I got to keep, so it pushes you to work 10 times harder.
Yes.
Right?
Okay, so we're almost at the end of the episode. What would your advice to someone be that they're trying to start their business, or just let's keep the business on the side, just trying to get motivated to find themselves?
Like I said, the first step to do is write down who you want to be. Even if you write down this, like a vision board, it doesn't matter. Like, find a girl that is goals for you. The way she dresses, the way she handles herself, the way she presents herself. If that's the girl you want to be,
go for it.
Go for it. Be like, okay, well, this girl, she's waking up every morning. She has her coffee. She showers. She does her makeup. She puts on her blazers. She puts on her stilettos, and she goes and kills the day. Do that. Get up and do it. Even if you have to go to the store grocery shopping.
Girl, go on your stilettos to Target.
Do it. Do it. Do what makes you feel good. Find your purpose. Find what makes you feel happy. And even if you try and if it doesn't work, who cares? You tried it. I mean, exactly. I've tried so many things that I've done, and I'm like, I was an insurance agent. I was doing makeup. I used to do nails. I used to do hair. I used to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
And, all of that shifted me to where I am now. But I tried it. I can't, every business that I wanted to do, I've literally tried it, and I can't tell you like, damn, this is something that I've always wanted to do, and I've never done it. No, in my situation, I've always gone for it.
Yeah.
I've always done it, and sometimes when I try, I'm like, damn, this isn't for me. I don't feel fulfilled. All of that led me to where I'm at. So if you do have something that you want to go for, do it. Don't overthink it. Put yourself out there. Just take that leap of faith, jump, and things will fall into place if it's meant to be. If it doesn't, who cares? That door closed. Get back up. Try it again.
Try something else.
Yeah.
Or try something else.
Don't live with that. Like, what if?
It's better to know than not to know.
Mm-hmm. So that's my advice to you guys. And I really hope and I pray that, you're seeing us. Or at least, me. Go check out my YouTube channel and see what I've done to get me to where I'm at now, because it hasn't been easy for me, and it still isn't. There's daily struggles, but it's just really believing in yourself and putting yourself out there. So that's the best advice I can give for you guys. I really hope you guys learned something, and I hope we motivated you. But what about you, Betsy? What do you have to tell them?
So my advice to you guys would be affirmations. That was the one thing that worked for me. Affirmations. I know that I wanted to be something, but there was a space in my life where I didn't know what I wanted to be. So I just started doing affirmations and
that was
goals.
Like a big changer.
That was a big, first, I was working on me first because I didn't know what I wanted, right? So I couldn't plan something or put goals if I didn't even know what Betsy wanted. So at first I started doing affirmations on how I felt.
So more like self-love.
More like self-love, mentally, physically. And then I'm like, okay, where do I see myself? Well, then all those little thoughts that I had as a younger person were like, oh, I said I wanted to be this. I said I wanted to do this. And then all of a sudden they're starting to become more like, I'll just put them up there and let's see what comes up. And just work hard, get out of the house. Find something that motivates you. Find something that brings light and peace and happiness to your life. Yeah. Because once you have all that in order, everything else is going to be like, I got it. That didn't work out. On to the next.
All of those little experiences and all those little failures and stuff give you that confidence. It boosts confidence in you to take that initiative with any other project, because you've fallen, you're like, okay, I've been there and it didn't work out, but guess what, I was able to grow from it, and I was able to learn from it, so now I'm able to apply it in any other aspect. It all becomes just, once again, self-awareness.
And please don't feel like we're like, oh, we're spreading this. No, there was times where I was in the closet crying. I couldn't sleep all night, then still had to wake up and take the kids to school. There was a lot of shit going in my head that I couldn't bring me no peace, because it was just, there's a lot. So don't think that it was easy for us. No, it was not. It was very hard. And like I said, trying to put that strong persona in front of your kids, but still trying to figure out yourself, it's hard.
And
it's
your
not
business
easy.
at the same time.
Exactly. So,
don't be too hard.
Yeah.
And know that to be honest, you guys, last night I probably slept like 3 hours. And it's real life stuff. And it's not just, with my business, it's, it comes down to like family problems, things like that, so it's you guys see me right now and you're like, damn, she's spitting fire, she's motivating us. But you guys don't know what I went through last night. You don't know what I've been through the last week. I was fucking, like I said, I was stressing. I was, going crazy with there was nights where I cried. Like last night I was crying, I was frustrated, and I'm like, but look,
now we're
here.
here.
And then it's funny, because I actually wanted to cancel. I was like, I don't even feel like going. But I was like, no, I'm going to get up and do it.
You know that I wanted to cancel too?
Really?
I wanted to cancel.
And let me say, because we also had a guest, and our guest, never came, things happened.
Yeah.
I was like, man, just today is just not. Just today, I'm like, it's just not happening.
What are we talking about?
We didn't even know what we're talking about. And we're like, you know what? Let's just do something motivational, because I think we both need it.
One of our studio guys was like, hey, why don't you guys talk about this? I'm like, oh, that's what we're talking about. And then all of a sudden it came so natural.
It did. And I feel so good. I feel so good. I think we both needed that.
Yeah, we did.
So don't be hard on yourselves, you guys. Like I said, just because you see us doing all these moves, don't think we didn't have our hard times.
Yeah.
Betsy was just crying a few days ago. I was crying last
bawling
night.
a few days ago.
Yeah,
I was in bed probably for 2 days.
We didn't want to do anything.
I didn't want to do nothing.
Yeah,
we
feel like failures, and we feel this. We feel like we're not good enough. We feel like we're not doing enough. We feel, we all have those moments, you guys, and it's normal. And you will go through that once you feel like you're at position you want to be.
Yes.
Don't feel that because you're there already that you're never gonna feel all this. No, it's a never learning experience. Life is always about obstacles, and it's gonna keep happening. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Like at this point, like things will always just happen.
What's
left or right.
important is how you come out on top.
Exactly. How you handle the situation.
Exactly.
So
All right,
I hope you guys
Yeah.
really love this because I did.
I know, me
I
too. We
loved
didn't even know what
it.
we're talking about. This is probably the other next
Thanks
episode.
to our guy.
Thank you.
So yeah, guys, we'll see you guys on our next episode, and let us know what you thought about this episode. If you guys want more episodes like this, because
Yes.
I feel like bringing more positive and energy like this is good as well. Obviously, we talk about the struggles and stuff, but things like this also,
we need this.
We need this too, to share with you guys. And I know you guys are really going to appreciate it. So let us know how we did, what more you guys want to talk about. If we missed on something that you feel like we can touch on the next podcast,
Yes.
the next episode, I'm sorry. Let us know. We would gladly love to talk about it, right?
Yes, we do.
So yeah, guys, we'll see you guys on our next episode.
Bye.